Good morning. Hello. Good morning. May I request you to please occupy your seats? A request to all to please occupy the seats, and a request also to keep the mobiles on silent mode. We are about to start the proceedings for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, hello, and a warm welcome to the 7th Annual Pharmaceutical Leadership Summit and Pharma Leaders Business Leadership Awards 2014. It is indeed a privilege to open the innings for this historic summit. As you are aware, Pharma Leaders 2014 Summit would debate out two powerful themes of Make in India healthcare reforms: insurance, innovations, investments, and infrastructure, and empowering India's developing healthcare system, investing the healthcare solutions of tomorrow in difficult times. I am happy to inform you that this historic summit is supported by the Government of India and actively supported by the Ministry of Health and Family Affairs, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce, Pharmaceuticals, and other trade bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, what could have been a better theme at a more appropriate time than this? As healthcare in India is in a state of enormous transition, which is also true for the economy of India. However, it's a long way ahead for the healthcare sector in India, which is ranked at 112 out of 190 countries by the World Health Organization. A brief look at the healthcare landscape in India reveals that large majority of India, around 70% of the rural population, have limited access to healthcare whose quality may not be up to the desired standards. Only around 1% of the population is covered by public health insurance, while 14% by private. Around as high as 70% of the medical devices are imported in India, and 70% of the intermediates that go in the raw materials of 12 essential drugs are still imported. Almost 90% of medical equipment and instruments and small consumables like syringes, IV sets, and equipment such as defibrillators, bedside monitors, respiration monitors are still imported. In the last decade, there has been an increase of around 25 times with respect to these articles. It is against this backdrop that the theme for this historic Pharma Leaders 2014 Summit assumes significance, as the healthcare sector in India is expected to be around $250 billion by 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, the clock has already started ticking. The new government looks committed, which is apparent from some of the decisions that have been taken in the last few days. 100% FDI in medical devices sector, allocation of around $26 billion for the universal health coverage from April 2015 onwards, and of course some of the provisions which have been made in the Union Budget 2014-15 on healthcare. I'm sure that this gathering of business leaders, policymakers, research scientists, as well as academia at Pharma Leaders 2014 would deliberate and evolve the foundation for more reforms in the healthcare sector, which, along with the support by the new government, would pave the way as what our respected Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has said: invest in India, make in India, and first develop India. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries at Pharma Leaders 2014. I now request our chairman and editorial head of the illustrious Network 7, Mr. Satya Brahma, for his opening address. Mr. Satya Brahma. Mr. Satya Brahma is the founder, chairman, and editorial head of the illustrious Network 17 Media Group, having its wide portfolio in mainstream media in the form of current affairs, news magazines, specialized and much widely acclaimed global meeting events, healthcare communications, and digital media. Under the banner of Network 7 Media Group, Satya founded Pharma Leaders, Asia's most respected, peer-reviewed pharmaceutical and biotechnology voice. Satya is a management guru, author, firebrand speaker, transformational leader, and a much sought-after speaker in national and international platforms on wide-ranging topics. Over to Mr. Satya.
Thank you very much, Sunil, for your kind words. I'll speak to you. A very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I know the crowd is not is getting full because of the Christmas day, but I'm getting information that people will turn up in large numbers, mainly because of the Christmas which happened. But nevertheless, it's not the crowd, it's the content that is going to matter. The theme of the 7th Annual Pharmaceutical Leadership Summit and Business Leadership Awards 2014, when I conceived 4 months back, I was not finding out an aptly title what I could give it a meaning actually. I was talking to various experts, industry leaders, then the policy makers, people from the government, people from the academia, the medical professionals, and everyone. That is the time when actually the Prime Minister Narendra Modi came with 284 members team, and India became the only one nation after 21 years where it came in full majority. With the Modi new government in the power, the expectations of the entire industry, not only the pharma, but all segments went up very big. But I know personally what is happening at the Modi government and what exactly is happening at the various cabinets, various ministries, and various policy level measures, what is happening. Indian pharmaceutical industry, rather the healthcare industry, is the sunrise industry in India. It is the most critical component and a very sensitive industry. But unfortunately, since 1947 in Indian independence, we have not seen much progress in the Indian industry, mainly because they don't take this one very, very lightly. Not only that, there are other factors, the factors like the monopoly of the government which they want to impose on the companies, not allowing the market forces to operate, putting the restrictions of the regulatory, bringing someone from the outside, US FDA coming and keeping a check on India. I have been speaking to various pharma companies in India here. I can name the companies like Cipla, companies like Glaxo, companies like Abbott, companies like Sun Pharma, companies like Alchem Laboratories, companies like Sindoco. They are telling me that we don't feel like coming to the office because we don't feel like working, because we don't get that kind of enthusiasm. I have no doubt that the new Modi government at the center and the team that he has created is going to create a new set of rules and regulations in the country. But my honest opinion and my analysis, if it is to be believed, nothing is going to happen in India till 2015. It is mainly because the two predecessor governments run by Dr. Manmohan Singh, which was crippled under the power on the wheels of Sonia Gandhi and some of the top power brokers, which took the country to the doldrum. India could not progress because of the corrupt politicians, corrupt ministers who actually looted India and didn't allow any policy measures to function. The government was more concerned about safeguarding the seat and the gaddi rather than thinking about the Aam Aadmi who are the real interface. Now the Modi has taken over the new government now. He is traveling outside, which is a very good sign. He's going US, he's going Australia, he's going various other places. The foreign diplomacy is gaining momentum, there is no doubt about it. But the house needs to be in order. We have also to think that India, to become prosperous in the world market, to make a name as a superpower, we cannot achieve it unless we empower these entire segments here together. You cannot simply listen to Mukesh Ambani and ignore others because of the political vendetta. You have to listen to each companies. You have to listen to each individual. You have to listen to each demand. You have to listen to each concern side by side and not take it as a political revenge. My platform, this particular platform, is with the active participation of the Narendra Modi government. I met him 45 days back, and I was discussing him to be the chief guest of the program, although he couldn't make it, but he is deputed Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer to be here. He will be here in the evening. And he told me that since you have been doing this event since so many years, I want to do you this event on a Make in India platform. But I questioned him. You want me to do the event on the Make in India theme, and I'm always critical of the government position, whether this government or the predecessor government, because I don't want to present the facts which is not true, and I don't want to talk something which my conscience doesn't permit to tell. I don't want to speak something which Mr. Dara Patel will not agree with me. I don't know what Mr. Ajit Singh will not agree with me, what Dr. Murthy will not agree with me, what kind of situations they are facing in. And some of the esteemed guides who are present here now, they might not tell in this open platform what I'm speaking, but I know their concern, what is happening with them. The real situation is that we are actually trapped in a situation where the innovation is happening, but the reforms are not progressing. It is stuck in the papers. It's not coming out. Look at the pricing issue, how it happened, how it was handled. I spoke to NPPA chairman as well also. They put a ban on these drugs actually. Now the PET issues is coming out now. They are trying to project a sort of good image to the public that this is going to happen. But what the pharma industry is facing, they have to listen to them actually. How will the people of India will get the medicines if you don't empower the Indian pharma industry, or rather the multinational companies? So the basic thrust which I feel are the three stakeholders: the pharma companies, the patients, and the government. These are the three partners which will have to work hand in hand and make it happen. And I'm pleased to notice that they've set up a separate, distinctive unit for the Ayurveda and a FDA commissioner for this, which is a very good sign, which is happening in good directions. But I won't be mistaken if they're promoting Ayurveda, it has something to do with Hindutva actually, because our basic concept comes from the Sanskrit, and this Ayurveda also comes there. They should do it with full intention of making it very big, whether it is allopathic, whether it is Ayurvedic, whether it is homeopathy. Now, India is now self-sufficient to produce these essential drugs. My question is that Dr. Manmohan Singh spoke about free medicines to all. It was considered to be the game changer. It only remained in paper. It didn't go to the nook and corner of the country. It didn't virtually happen only. It was only a slogan. Now, Narendra Modi has come out with a new mantra that healthcare reforms, health for all. But where is the plan? Where is the plan? You go to the website of Make in India and Invest in India. The plan is there. Everything is set aside. Everybody's role is defined. But who will implement it? Who will do it? He heavily depends on the bureaucracy. He's not like Dr. Manmohan Singh, who is someone who is a visionary and thinks how to make things happen. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, is actually a taskmaster. I have met him in closed doors, so I know him very well. He's one of the most efficient persons in the present government now. We have a right man in the right direction, but the problem is he entrusts the responsibility to someone and wants him to perform. In my doubt, when some of the ministries, which is headed by some of the ministries, which that can't perform, they won't be able to track what is happening in the ministry. So the files will go unnoticed.